Welcome to Brilliantly British. My name is Lawrence and today I'm going to show you how to make another great creation of mine that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to show you how to make a St. George's crown. So, as I show you how to make this fantastic savoury cheesecake, sit back, relax with a cup of tea in hand, putting your feet up to, and enjoy this episode. And do not forget to subscribe. The English flag, or the banner of St. George, represents the mythical story of St. George, who apparently delivered a town in Libya by slaying an evil dragon. As mythical as that may be, St. George was, however, martyred for his Christian faith under the reign of Emperor Diocletian, with all Christian nations at the time regarding him as an exemplary figure in Christendom. As a result of the surrounding mythology and his martyrdom, his life is celebrated in England, encouraging many, and in particular the English, to reflect upon his noble life as a Christian, using it too as an opportunity to celebrate English history and culture. In line with this, we've created a St. George's crown, a savoury cheesecake calling for tomato chutney to be buried under a baked cheddar cheese filling. It's safe to say that you'll have not had anything like it before. So, now, with the introductions made, your interest peaking, allow me to introduce the ingredients to you. For today's Brilliantly British St. George's crown, you will need some plain white flour, some eggs, some cream cheese, some chives, some cornstarch, some tomato chutney, ideally homemade Brilliantly British tomato chutney. Follow the link up there to learn how to make some yourselves at home. Some full fat cream, some full fat milk, some good quality cheddar cheese, and some butter, ideally too some homemade Brilliantly British fermented butter. Follow the link up there to learn how to make it yourselves. And finally, you will of course need a pinch or two of salt just to avoid the occurrence of bland food. That's it for the making of today's Brilliantly British St. George's crown. But before you get started, before you do anything at all, switch on your kettle, brew yourself a nice cup of hot tea so that you can sip on that whilst you bake. For our St. George's crown, start by blending butter and flour together until sand-like in consistency. The mixture should then be turned out into a large bowl with cold water incrementally added thereto, until you end up with a clean bowl and a cohesive ball of dough. With a ball of dough made, store it in a container or wrap it in cling film before chilling and resting in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. 30 minutes later, begin to preheat your oven, then roll out your dough into a 4mm sheet large enough to tuck into a 17cm cake tin. With the pastry tucked in, trim away all excesses, then prick the base and sides with a fork. Thereafter, tucking in some grease-proof paper, followed by some uncooked rice or baking beans if you have them, before placing your pan in your oven to blind bake. After a period of blind baking, I'll delicately remove my rice and paper before placing my pan back in my oven to bake further. After a second bake uncovered, place your pan to one side, allowing it to cool, ready for later on. With the pie crust made, for the filling, begin by gently melting butter in a saucepan, followed by a sip of tea. With your butter now in a molten state, stir in some flour over a medium-low heat, do a dance, then trickle in some milk, incrementally followed by the addition of heavy cream. With the cream and milk now incorporated, I'll then add my grated cheddar, making sure to whisk slowly, unlike I did, before splashing melted cheese all over my hob. Anyway, with the mess cleared up and the cheese incorporated, season with a pinch or two of salt, thereafter cracking and separating some eggs, placing the whites to one side for the time being. To the yolks, which I transferred to a larger bowl, I'll add and whisk in some corn flour before stirring cream cheese into my sauce, which should be gradually added to your bowl containing egg yolks and corn flour, bit by bit until both elements have been combined. Then to the mixture in my bowl, I'll then flavour with freshly chopped chives. With the main element of our filling made, I'll then leave it be for the time being, taking the time to whisk my egg whites to soft peaks before beginning to preheat my oven. Afterwards, gradually and delicately adding my egg whites to my mixture, folding and whisking carefully in order to retain the air worked in. For the construction of our St. George's crown, spread a layer of your tomato chutney therein, fill the crust with your batter, securely wrap the pan with foil from underneath, making it watertight before placing it in a larger tray containing a centimeter of water, before placing into your oven to bake, low and slow. Once baked, your St. George's crown should be light brown with a jelly-like consistency. After baking, leave it to cool completely before consuming or refrigerating. Now, with all that said and done, I think it's time for tasting. All right, this is the moment you've all been waiting for, the moment I've been waiting for. I'm going to tell you how great this cake, this cheesecake is, savory one at that, in 3, 2, 1. Wow. Oh, it's so smooth. So smooth. Oh, all right. The flavor of the cheddar cheese has really been well distributed in this cheesecake, because that is something I really worked hard to make sure that happened. The cheddar cheese is balanced with the sweet sharpness of that tomato chutney, and it is amazing, really. I can't even express myself how great this is. I don't know how many savory cheesecakes you've come across, but this one, I think, without a doubt, will knock any other savory cheesecake out of the park. It is amazing, and it is rich. I mean, you saw the ingredients that went into the making of this. This is rich and so satisfying. The crust is crispy. Everything here just works, and it's beautiful. You've got the contrast with the red and the pale yellow. So look, St. George's crown, you have to make it as soon as possible, and then let us know when you do make it. Please make this cake. Thank you all so much for allowing me to show you how to make a St. George's crown cheesecake. Knowing that you loved this episode, don't forget to click on the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so that you don't miss any of our new releases. Tell everyone you know, and I mean everyone, about the Brilliantly British food on this channel, and follow us on all of the social media platforms that this channel is on, and I will see you next time.